I started working with the Goetze people by accident, but then many great discoveries were made by accident. I went out in search of a speaker of Pomo because my mentor, Mary R. Haas, thought I needed to practice phonetics and that I should start working on a California Indian language. She suggested I look for a speaker of Pomo. So I was directed to an Indian who worked at a barber shop. He told me, yes, he was of Pomo ancestry, but did not speak the language. However, his ex-mother-in-law spoke it, and he gave me the name of Mrs. Alma Grace, who lived in San Francisco. I went over and interviewed her, and she started giving me words for basic vocabulary items such as tree, rock, cloud, water. And I remember her saying the word for water was geek. I wrote that down. Then I took this word list to compare it with older lists to determine which Pomo language I was eliciting. And her word for water was geek, but in the Pomo languages it was all something like cha, acha, or something like that. And I said, gee, I know my phonetics need improvement, but I'm not that far off. I realized I had a different language. It turned out to be what white people called Lake Miwok. That is the Miwok language spoken around Clear Lake. There is no lake by that name. The Lake Miwok Indians call themselves Goetze, but when speaking with whites, they group themselves with the Pomo because their culture was similar, if not identical, to that of neighboring Pomo Indians. So that is how I got working on Lake Miwok. And within a short period of time, I inherited 3 other Miwok languages as well. Northern Sierra Miwok, Plains Miwok, and Bodega Miwok. Now, even though these languages are all called Miwok, the individual languages are no more similar to each other than German, Icelandic, Dutch, and Swedish are to English. So, that is how my life's work began. This took place in 1956, my first initiation. And it hasn't ended yet.